Welcome back to Afternoon Express here on S3. It's a masterclass. Yes, we're being treated to all of the goodness of Zola Nene's 7 colors. And you've made the right choice by making this appointment.
Absolutely. Now, much like our guest, this next recipe is bold, bright, sassy, and red hot. Zola Nene's sesame salmon served with Mealie rice salad is yet another great Zola meal, and it's a taste sensation like no other. I'm so ready to get into it. What do we need?
Okay, so I love that you said red hot, because this is from the red chapter of Simply 7 Colors.
Okay.
Another one for you, Tabsy, when you're in your gym trying to chase that 6-pack, this is a great one for you.
Okay.
So we're going to get on with the salmon, and you're going to make the dressing for the Mealie rice salad.
I'm so good at making
I'm just going to delegate first. So you are going to chop that cucumber.
Got you.
Chop it into quarters, de-seed it, and then chop it up. And then just halve or quarter the tomatoes. You onto the dressing for the Mealie rice. Whole grain mustard goes into a bowl. We've got some honey.
Chef, yes, chef.
We've got some honey, spring onions, olive oil, and a squeeze of lemon. And then you can season with salt and pepper. I'm going to get on with the sort of marinade for the salmon itself, okay?
Okay.
So into that, we've got some gochujang, which is a Korean chili paste.
Yum.
If you can't find it, that's fine. Use some dried chili flakes or use any chili sauce that you love.
Where would
I'm
you
actually going
find
to
it?
take the residue and have a little bit
Have
of
a taste. Yeah, it's delicious. It is quite spicy. It's actually sort of the flavour of kimchi. You know, that's
Yes, I
spicy.
love kimchi.
Exactly. So that's the flavour of that.
I mean, South Africa, this is my favorite thing to like kind of show off. I mean, I've been to South Korea like 3 times, and this is transporting me to the streets of Seoul. This is incredible. The flavour is deep, it is wholesome, but also the spiciness is iconic. Where can I get my hands on something?
So you can get it at an Asian supermarket or an Asian store. They do have it, stock it in some supermarkets as well. So yeah, just look out for it. But like I said, if you can't find it, substitute with your favorite chili sauce or dried chilies or even fresh chopped chilies.
Okay, that will still work.
Absolutely.
I'm very curious to know about this marriage of flavors that's coming here. I mean, we do know that mustard sauce, for example, is strong on flavor.
It is.
Then you've got some honey there, and then I'm throwing in lemon juice.
Yes.
What are we getting?
So we're making a dressing. So with dressings, the key is finding balance. So you want acidity.
Yeah.
You also want sort of a rich mouthfeel, which is what the olive oil will give you.
Correct.
And then the mustard is sort of acts as an emulsifier as well as a flavorant. So if you want to emulsify a dressing without using egg or lecithin or something like that, then mustard is your best bet.
It'll do that.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's make sure we don't waste any mustard.
Don't waste any. So in here, with the chili paste, we've got some soy sauce. I'll put some fish sauce in there as well. I'm going to add some toasted sesame oil. Great flavour as well. A little goes a very long way.
Yeah.
And then here I'm adding some sugar for a little bit of sweetness and to add caramelization for when we actually cook the salmon as well. It's going to give us a wonderful char, and that's flavour.
Let's track back to when you said some sesame oil.
Oil, yes.
You said that. I mean, it's an intricate one, that one, because how much do you put in? When do you know when to stop? Because winners know when to stop. But
I'm telling you.
How do you know you're a winner?
And I mean, Zola, I made the terrible mistake one day.
Tell me.
Using sesame oil. And I kind of just like eyeballed it. I kind of just like hoid it.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
What a mistake.
Yeah. No, it's a very strong flavour. It also has a very low burning temperature or smoking point. So use it sparingly. I mean, if you think about sesame seeds themselves, they're a beautiful flavour. This oil is made from toasted sesame seeds, so it's even stronger flavour. So you want to tread very lightly. Don't use it with abandon like you would olive oil.
No, it's not that girl.
No.
She is not that girl.
And you know, you'll find a lot of Asian flavours are that. You know, we added some fish sauce as well. Very strong flavour. It sometimes clears the house if you open it with the wrong crowd. Also, but a little goes a long way, and it adds that depth of flavour, that umami, richness, etc. Fabulous. So you're done with your dressing?
Yeah, I am done. You've got us really inspired. As far as flavour is concerned, and the smells of it all coming together is stunning, because this smells so divine.
I'm so happy. So you're going to mix that. That dressing is for the Mealie rice. And actually, you know, we're talking about Asian flavours, gochujang. You're talking about South Korea. Yes. You're talking about Korean flavours, etc. Mealie rice, however, is very quintessentially South African.
Yep.
And I love that. I love how food is a unifier. You know, you can have different nations on one plate and they still work really well together.
Yep.
So,
I mean, it's quite interesting that you did go with a Mealie rice. I mean, we are celebrating all things in your pantry. But Mealie rice is something that I'm not familiar with. I'm not even going to lie to you. So being able to enjoy it and celebrate it in such a dish, for me, is truly, I'm learning. I'm learning.
wonderful. And, you know, it's something it's an ingredient that my mom grew up eating. She, you know, she used to eat it as a porridge when she was younger. So when I sort of discovered Mealie rice much later in life recently, and I was like, oh, this to me conjures up feelings of couscous.
So this looks like couscous.
Absolutely. So I want to treat it that way, and that's how the salad came about. And actually, it's a much more affordable substitute for couscous because that grain, because it's so trendy, etc., has gotten very popular, and the price has sort of spiked. But Mealie rice, cheap and cheerful, but so delicious.
And how do you prepare Mealie rice?
So you basically want to wash it because it's very starchy. So Mealie rice essentially is like a little smaller version of samp.
Okay.
So it's maize.
More granular, like soft.
It's a maize rice, is what it essentially is. So you can imagine how starchy it is. So you want to make sure that you wash it, rinse it, get rid of as much of the starch as possible. And then you cook it. You can cook it in stock for extra flavour, but boil it in water until it's tender. And to get it into that texture so that it's not clumping, you want to drain it once it's cooked so that it doesn't hold on to that starchy water. Grilling fish is a tricky thing, but like I said, the idea is to make sure that you don't move it around too much. Let the crust form. For me, cooking it skin side down actually is more insurance that, you know, the skin will stick, but the fish will be fine.
Will be saved.
But for presentation for this type of dish, I like to grill it on the flesh side. I also like to take a risk every now and then, you know?
And it's not a cheap one. It's not a cheap one. We did teach you how to do all of that. Remember when we did the whole thing about fish? I hope you took those notes. But listen, we are making this really simple for you as well. If you want to get your hands on the recipe, go on to afternoonexpress.co.za. On there, a list of all of the ingredients as well as how to bring them together, how long for, with what temperatures, they're all included there. Zola Nene is treating us to really such a unique experience here. It's a masterclass.
It's a masterclass.
It's a masterclass. Okay, let me pass this.
Pass it to Tabzi.
So you pop your dressing in here and you toss it really well.
Wow.
You can see we're turning over the salmon here. And the secret to any fish is also not to overcook it. So try to still have it a little bit pink on the middle. Salmon is great. If you're not, you listen, we're on the, what do they say in January? It's like the 30th of December.
The 37th.
The 50th of December. So salmon might be a bit of a splurge, but you can definitely use trout for this. You could even do this with yellowtail. So try.
No, we gotta keep it with the salmon. I just had a taste and it is a flavor sensation. The freshness of the salad is iconic, especially during the summer season. It is hot. We don't want heavy food. This is something that is just super light, super fresh. The salmon flavor is phenomenal. That marinade
delicious,
is marinating.
Yes.
Yo.
Oh, yes.
So good. And also just that Mealie rice. I mean, I'm new to Mealie rice. As much as I am a Durbanite and I know all about rice, it's my first time tasting this Mealie rice and it is satisfying. It is filling and it is absolutely delicious. I mean, Tabzi's already told you, if you do want to get this recipe, head over to our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. And stay tuned because after the break, the lovely Zola will teach us how to make her creamy coconut and chickpea chicken.